Hello, I hope you're well wherever you are right now and hopefully staying healthy and staying fit. Today, I wanted to touch on something that I've been hearing a lot about lately with my clients and with the businesses that I work with, and it's the transition from working from the office to home and some of the struggles that people are having. So, I wanted to address that today in this little video, and this is based on just some conversations that I've had with a few people lately. So I've got about 4 tips that I want to share with you that might help you out, and I'm sure you've got some others that might help others out, so you can share that with your colleagues and friends and team members. But the 4 that I have is number 1 is dress for success. So still get dressed up as if you're going to work. So if it's something that you wear every day is a business shirt, wear your business shirt. If you wear a tie, wear your tie. If you wear a dress, wear your dress. If you wear high heels even, wear high heels. Whatever it is that turns you onto business mode and work mode, continue to do that. And that doesn't mean wear a business shirt and a tie and then your boxer shorts underneath. That means the whole thing. So I have seen that in a few funny videos lately. And the reason we do this is 2 reasons mainly. The one reason is to get you in the right mindset to work, to actually get you into the right frame of mind that you're in work mode and you're separating, your home life a little bit into your work mode, and it sets you up for that. The other reason could be you have Zoom meetings or virtual meetings all day and you might get an unexpected one that you weren't planning on and you're already dressed for that, you're ready to go. I've even heard of some local schools around here that are actually asking their students to wear school uniforms when it's a school day. So they're in that right frame of mind. So even though they've got Google Classroom and things virtually, they still wear their school uniform. So the main reason, just to get you in that right frame of mind. So that's number 1. And that also leads into number 2. Number 2 is to set clear guidelines at home. So setting clear guidelines by getting dressed for work is a good one, and also at the end of the day, getting changed and putting on your tracksuits or your shorts or whatever it is and go for a walk. So it also sets you up for that. But setting clear guidelines is knowing when you're actually starting work and when you're finishing work, and that's probably the biggest challenge at home. And especially if you have young family, which I'll address in a moment. But first of all, setting clear guidelines. Whether you start at 8 o'clock, you finish at 6 or whatever it is, make sure you try to stick to that as much as possible. If you have a young family at home, that's a lot more challenging because you may need to be a bit more flexible with that. You may need to change a few hours. You might need to do something like take an hour off and go with the kids and take them for a bike ride or a walk, or set them up with some artwork or do some games or things like that to actually engage with them. But give yourself permission to do so. When you're with them, be fully engaged and not feel guilty that you should be at work doing things. And that might mean you might need to work a little later on in the evening when the kids are in bed. You might need to catch up on that hour. So that's quite a good strategy. And just set clear parameters around, everybody else is working from home. Children might be schooling at home. They might be doing, year 12 even or something like that. So they need their own space. So it's really a matter of respecting each other's space. And I have young children myself, so we tried to set those guidelines quite early. And my young daughter's really cute. She made me this little sign that says something like, do not enter, daddy's on a call. Do not come in. She made the sign herself. And the other one says, you can still come in if you come in quietly, knock and give me a hug. So just by getting her to do that, it set clear guidelines for her. She knows when it's a no-go zone, when I'm on a call or on a Zoom meeting or something, and when it's okay to come in. I might leave the door ajar. So there's lots of ways to do that. It's all about clear communication. Really saying, okay, I'm working right now. Later on we can catch up, or working out when the best hour for that is. The good thing is you're not driving to work, so you've probably gained an hour of traffic time, so you could use that hour as a bit of a flexible hour. So that's number 2. Number 3 is keep it as normal as possible. So I know there's a lot of crazy changes going on right now. There's all sorts of different rules and restrictions, but try to keep your day as normal as possible. And also for your children, try to keep their life as normal as possible. And what I mean by that is if you have a lunch break at 1 o'clock, stick to that lunch break at 1 o'clock if possible. If you have a coffee break at 10 o'clock, try to stick to that. If you have an afternoon break at 3 o'clock, try to stick to that. And if it's something that you do is normally go out to the cafe down the road, try to go outside for a walk and have your coffee, if coffee shops are still open, that is. So just trying to keep things as normal as possible, having that flexible and open mindset, but as much as possible, keeping your day flow normal. It's good for yourself, it's good for your children, it's good for everybody around you. And the last big one I'd say is just to stay as positive as possible. keeping a positive and pliable mindset. So as much as possible, we have to adapt to some changes. We must adapt. We must be pliable. We must, change out the way we're working. But just really being positive to yourself and the people around you. We're in a tough situation, and we can choose our reaction to it. We cannot change the situation, but we can choose our reaction to it. So staying as positive, happy, sharing happiness. I've heard of some great things coming out of this where people are having virtual drinks together on a Friday night, or virtual card games or virtual social gatherings. So trying to stay as social as possible, supporting each other as much as possible, and just staying as positive as possible through this whole thing. It's going to be challenging, but this is where the resilience training comes in. This is where the meditation can help you, the mindfulness training can. So there's the 4 things that have dress for success. Set clear guidelines and boundaries around being at home, the parameters, keep it as normal as possible, and stay positive. And I'm going to leave you with this great quote that I just read today from Dalai Lama. It was just perfect timing. I picked up this card. He says that the period of greatest gain and knowledge is often the most difficult period in one's life. I'll say that again. The period of greatest gain and knowledge is often the most difficult period in one's life. So remember that we're all going through this together, and this period now is going to make us stronger, make us smarter. We'll get some big learnings out of this, make us more resilient. So just remembering the most difficult periods in our life are often the biggest learnings. Stay well, stay positive, look after each other and keep supporting each other, and I'll keep in touch. Thank you.